to sneak one in and KO Manny. Hey guys, welcome. It's Coffee with a Goose, and it is I, the Goose. I'm glad you joined me for another show. You know, I talk about everything that is interesting, fascinating, and irritating, and we've got some interesting stuff to cover today. First out, gotta have a coffee. Coffee, very strong, like my opinion, and of course, I got some premium to make it sweet, just like me. Okay, trying to keep my enthusiasm. Trying to keep the tone down here, but it's hard to do. This big fight is nearing closer and closer, less than 2 weeks away. Manny Pacquiao challenging Mario Barrios for the WBC World Welterweight Championship. Of course, that'll be in the big stage in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand. We've seen this before. We've seen this show before. Manny, you know, he's one of the greatest fighters ever, as you know. 62-8 on his career with 2 draws and 39 knockouts. Of those 8 losses, 2 were robberies, maybe 3. And 3 of those losses he avenged 2 or 3 times over. So Manny he's the big dog, even at the age of 46. And even in this fight, he's been out for 4 years. Even though he's been out this long and he is that old, people still think he can be beaten. And I think it's a good argument, pro and con. We'll talk more. We'll get into more details about who's going to win, who has the best game plan, who has the best strategy, and so on and so forth. But for this show, let's talk about Mario Barrios. Some of you have never heard of him, even though he is the WBC World Welterweight Championship. Let's unveil his resume, shall we? And see if he really has what it takes, if he has the goods to beat the many-time world champion, maybe the greatest boxer ever, pound-for-pound boxer ever for sure, Manny Pacquiao. Mario Barrios, 30 years old. He's from San Antonio, Texas, Mexican-American. And when I put emphasis on Mexican-American, that is with all respect, because you boxing fans know if you face anybody with Mexican blood, you got your hands full. They're very tough, they're very smart, and their fundamentals are down pat. They know exactly what they're doing, and Mario Barrios is no exception. He is a 2-division world champion. His record is 29 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw with 18 KOs. Now, his resume, it's unfair to compare any fighter's resume to Manny Pacquiao's. Just set that aside for a minute. Let's see who he has fought and who he has beaten, who he has lost to, and try to size him up and see, what he brings to the table, okay? Now, his only 2 losses are to great fighters. Between these 2 guys, there's only 1 loss. I mean, they're the best of the best. The first loss was to Gervonta Davis, Tank Davis. Now, Davis is not a natural welterweight. They fought at 139.5 weight, which is a catch weight, if you will. It was a good fight, but in the end, Davis took him out, a TKO, and Davis is undefeated, by the way. So it's just he beats everybody he faces. So no shame in losing to him. The other loss was to Keith Thurman. Remember Thurman? Well, his only loss was to Manny Pacquiao. Keith Thurman brings it. He's one of the best in the world still. In the welterweight division, he's in the top 5, maybe even better. And he lost by decision to Keith Thurman. Barrios was knocked down twice, so it was a resounding victory for Thurman. So those are the only 2 losses for Mario Barrios. Who has he beaten? No real big names, except for one, and that is Yordenis Ugas, and that is the guy who beat Pacquiao here a few years ago. Okay, great Cuban fighter, former world champion. Now he is, and I'm not downgrading this victory by any stretch, but he's on the downside of his career. I think he's lost 5 or 6 times, but you beat Ugas, that's a big pat on the back. That's a big victory. Who else has he beaten though? Okay, now I know he's a young. He's a young fighter. He's 30. He's in his prime. I'll throw a few names at you and see if you're impressed or even if you know these guys. And all these names I'm going to tell you, none of these guys have lost more than twice in their career. So, I mean, he's fought some good fighters. Juan Velasco, Richard Zamora, Ryan Carl, Fabian Maidana. They're all good fighters, right? But do you recognize the names? Are you impressed by those names? Yes and no. I mean, it's good. Give the guy credit. One of his more recent fights was his only draw, and that was to Abel Ramos. Ramos is a good fighter, and that was a brawl. But Ramos has lost 6 times in his career. So that's a big, that raises some questions. Now, we all have our bad nights, and that was not necessarily a good night for Mario Barrios. But ever since he lost those back-to-back fights to Davis and to Thurman, he has won 3 times, and then his last fight was that draw against Abel Ramos. So, he's got a good resume, good enough to be a world champion, okay. But is that a resume that makes you go, whoa, this guy's, he's very accomplished and somebody that really deserves and should be not necessarily feared, but respected? Not really, okay. But he's respected from me, and I'm sure you, Jude, because he's a champion. And, he beat Yordenis Ugas. So we give him all the credit in the world. He belongs where he is now, defending his title against Manny Pacquiao. And again, that's coming up on July 19th in Las Vegas. Now, I'm not going to give you a prediction now, and don't get ahead of me. You have no idea what my prediction is going to be, okay? That's coming up in another week or so as the fight draws near. But what does he have that Pacquiao doesn't? Is he quicker than Pacquiao? No. Is he more powerful than Pacquiao? No, he's not. No, he's not a natural welterweight. He's moved up in weights. So, I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't looked and see how many KOs he has as a welterweight, but not many, because he hasn't fought that many welterweights, okay? But he does not have the power that Pacquiao does. No way. So what does he have that Pacquiao doesn't, and what can he do to beat Manny? Well, he has youth, and that's a big weapon. And what specifically does that mean? What it means is there's 2 things he has to do to beat Pacquiao. Number 1, get a lucky punch. Good luck with that. I've only seen one fighter do that to Pacquiao, and that's somebody who fought him 3 times earlier and lost twice, by the way, and that's Juan Manuel Marquez. No, I don't think that's a lucky punch, but to sneak one in and KO Manny, don't put the house on that, okay? The only way I think that Mario Barrios can beat Manny is to outlast him. It's stamina. That's what you start to lose as you get older, and Manny's older. He's 46. He's still quicker on his feet and in his hands than Barrios, and stronger. No question, he's got more power than Barrios. But if Mario Barrios uses his reach, he's got the reach on Manny. He's 6 feet tall. Manny's 5'6", and wears him down, protects himself. He can do it. There's no question he can do it. He's a world welterweight champion. Do not underestimate Mario Barrios. I'm not saying he's one of the greats. He may be in the making. If he beats Pacquiao, that puts him in another category, even though Manny's 46. But Mario Barrios he's the real deal. He's a champion. Do not underestimate him. Do not think that he's just going to be a pushover, or as many people have said, well, he's the weakest of the welterweights. Don't go down that road. He's only lost twice to very, very good, may I say, great fighters. So Barrios has a good experience, has the good fundamentals. He knows what he's doing. He's got a great trainer, even though his trainers talk a little too much trash lately. But make no mistake about it. Barrios can beat Pacquiao. He can beat anybody if he has the right game plan and he prepares properly. Well, we'll see if he's doing that now. We'll find out when they ring the bell on July 19th in Vegas. What do you think? Think this guy has what it takes to beat Pacquiao? He's an overwhelming favorite. He is. I don't have the money to put down to challenge that, but if I did, Raquel, my wife, has some. She has the money. I'm not allowed to have money. How about you, Jude? Does Tang let you have money? No. No. Filipinas, we love them. We love them. They're our pride and joy. But tell me what you think. Does Barrios have what it takes to beat Manny Pacquiao? And if he does, how's he going to do it? We'll get into more details as we get closer to the fight, man. It's going to be a good one. I am so excited about this, and it's getting closer and closer. Jude and I are going to continue to cover this as best we can, and you being the smartest YouTube crowd out there, you'll give us what you've got, all your opinions, and your smart group. So let me know what you think, all right? That's it for this edition of Coffee with the Goose. Thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you again soon.